Hey there guys, this is Sam
And Justin.
at the Survival Review, and today we're going to be talking about some pretty big news involving the Predator series.
Yes.
Recently, about a week ago, it was announced that the new Predator movie is going to be directed by Shane Black.
Yeah, and he's going to write the treatment for it.
Yeah. If you don't know who Shane Black is, you can explain who he is better than I can.
Well, recently he directed Iron Man 3, and he directed another movie that I haven't seen but I've heard is good called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, I didn't know he directed that. That is a great movie.
See? And and he's written Lethal Weapon, and he's written like the story, I think it was, for Lethal Weapon 2, and also was literally involved in this movie called Predator back in 1987. He did some like script revisions on it. He wasn't an actual writer on it, but he had some little input on the script, and he even acted in it.
Yeah.
He's, spoiler, the first character to die.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So he has a small part in the movie.
Yeah. And it's very interesting to hear that he's
only directed 2 movies.
Yeah.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and Iron Man 3.
See, the only one I knew was Iron Man 3, and I love Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and that's kind of cool to just find out.
Yeah. And I thought he was good with Iron Man 3. That movie has its own flaws, but I didn't think Shane Black was one of them. So
he's a good director.
Yeah. I think that's what we're saying.
Yeah. Another thing worth mentioning is it's being written by Fred Dekker.
Yeah.
And you can explain who Fred Dekker is a little bit.
Fred Dekker and Shane Black co-wrote, and Fred Dekker directed The Monster Squad,
which
we've mentioned before on this channel.
I am
awesome movie.
I am a huge fan of The Monster Squad.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Now, sadly, the last movie that Fred Dekker directed was RoboCop 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that movie would have been bad no matter what.
It had good people involved in it, but it was just a studio flop.
Because I was like, oh yeah, he just directed it. But then I looked at the DVD and it did say screenplay by Frank Miller and Fred Dekker.
Yeah.
So he was involved in the writing, but then again, if Frank Miller is involved in the writing and it's as big a piece of crap as RoboCop 3...
something went wrong.
Yeah, it was the studio's fault. I don't blame him. And it sucks that that movie caused him to like retire from directing.
Yeah.
I think it might have been the last movie he even worked on too. I'm not sure about that,
but he's working on the next Predator movie.
Now, what is the movie gonna be? At first, the studio said it was gonna be a reboot, and everybody's like, "What do you mean? You got to remake the original? What is it gonna be?" And then finally, Shane Black came out and said it's gonna be a sequel, because he said there's so much mythology. Why just ignore it? Why erase it all?
Which is so good.
Yes.
And it just makes you wonder why no other people in the film industry think that way. Because it's just logic.
Yeah. Because that's what did worry me when they first announced it was a reboot. I'm like, I don't really want a reboot, but, I'm interested in Shane Black, but, So, we don't know exactly what it's going to follow off of.
Yeah.
If it's going to just ignore the Predator sequels.
But it is going to be a continuation of something. And that's good news, because I wouldn't just want to see a rehash of the original film. That's boring. We want to see some more creativity with the series.
Yeah, we got a version. We already got a version of the original, like a new version of the original with Predators, but that was actually good. That was something that kind of worries me. I did kind of want them to follow off of Predators, because I really liked Predators, and it ended on like not really necessarily a cliffhanger, but a cliffhanger type ending, where I wanted to see that world explored more. And it kind of sucks that they're probably not going to continue that.
Yeah.
But,
But I definitely like to see some new characters. Yes. I think they could be a lot more creative with a sequel than they could be if it were just...
And, it's a sequel, so maybe a Schwarzenegger cameo or something?
I wouldn't be surprised if there was some sort of cameo from
He was supposed to be in Predators. But
I didn't know that.
But he was busy being a governor, so he kind of... So he couldn't. He was originally supposed to have a cameo, like, at the end of Predators. So that'd be cool. I don't know if I necessarily want to see him as a main role.
Yeah, definitely not a main role. But he, just a short appearance from him wouldn't be surprised.
And he's willing to do it with, the fact that he's doing a new Terminator, a new Conan, and all that stuff. So I would like to see a cameo from him, maybe see what happened to him after the events of Predator. But don't make him a main character.
Yeah.
Get new characters in there. and even do what Predators did was like delve more into like the species and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Like they had a different kind of predator in that movie, and that was really cool. You know, just also, I'm fairly sure it's going to happen. They're going to act like Alien vs. Predator never happened.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Everybody's doing that. Prometheus did it.
Exactly.
No matter what. So don't ask a question like, I wonder how it's going to tie into Alien vs. Predator, because it's probably not.
Yeah.
Not probably, most likely. Not. For good reasons that we've mentioned.
Basically, the one thing that comes to mind, like thinking about this, is creativity. They have a lot more space for creativity with the way they're going about it. So it has potential to be good. Can we guarantee that it'll be good?
No.
Not necessarily. I mean, but
at least it'll be well written.
Exactly.
So we got that going for it, and well directed, too. I'm pretty sure they're gonna. I'm assuming unless they really do tie it in with the original, they'd probably do something like Predators, where there's one scene where they reference the original, and they kind of like do their own thing.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's where they'd probably go since they first announced it as a reboot. You know, I'm assuming they're gonna do it kind of like that. That's how a lot of people are wondering if Predators was a reboot when it actually ended up being a sequel. So hopefully they're probably gonna go in that route. That's what it feels like.
It does.
With the studio announcing it as a reboot at first, that's what it feels like. That's the route they're going. But I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm actually, from the news that I've heard, I'm surprisingly kind of excited to hear more.
Because for the most part, there's only 2 good Predator movies, but I like the Predator franchise.
Yeah, I've, in all honesty, only seen the original. I haven't seen Predator 2 or Predators, so...
Predator 2 is just...
Yeah, I've heard nothing much of it.
And if you are curious, we did review the Alien vs. Predator movies.
Yeah.
2 years ago, so if you want to watch those reviews...
So if you want to see our opinions on those.
Badly shot.
Yeah, shameless plug.
But, yeah, just saying. Part of the Alien series review videos.
Yeah, why did we do that?
I don't know why we reviewed those 2.
Exactly.
We were just doing the Alien movies. But either way, we talked about those if you're curious. But you probably can already see what our opinions are on the movies. From sitting here. But that's the news of what's going to happen with the Predator franchise.
Yep.
First new news on it since 2010 with Predators. So interesting to finally see it moving forward. And it's not going to be a reboot or remake.
And it could actually be good.
Mm-hmm. Got good talent involved.
Yep.
And it's an interesting idea doing a sequel.
I agree. Yeah. And that's pretty much all we've got to say on the matter. Yeah. So thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you later.